How do you look at life? Should we treat it as a sprint, a series of sprints, or a marathon? In this episode, I'll explore the difference between a series of sprints and a marathoner's mindset, and where it seems to make sense to apply this to different aspects of life. It's interesting how things change in life. As I reflect back on my own life over the past couple of years, it seems like I've treated everything as a series of sprints. The way we do some things works for a little while, and then when we reflect back, we realize that it doesn't really serve us anymore. And for a greater part of my life, I've been treating projects and passions as a series of sprints. Execution's key. How fast can I execute? How do I validate and test a concept, a business, an idea? Just go quick. Hack something together, do it quickly, put it out to the world. What we call in business terms, a minimal viable product. Have the bare minimum thing that we can do to go out and test in the real world and get feedback on it. But as time went on, I realized that I wasn't setting the proper groundwork for things that I wanted to live past that initial test for the long haul. Things that I would continue to do indefinitely. The foundation just wasn't there. If you hack something together, hack a product together really quickly, it's good to go to market, it's good to test it, execute, iterate, and find out what works and what didn't. But that product's really not ready for your customers. In order to get it to a finished product, you need to lay the proper groundwork. For things that I enjoy and things that I want to live past that initial test, I need to think more in terms of a marathoner's mindset. So first, how would I define the two? And how would I choose which one to deploy as a mental model in different situations? So let's start with a series of sprints. I think of a series of sprints as, something that needs fast execution. Time's of the essence. Maybe we need to move quickly or we just don't have a lot of time to begin with. The foundation is less important, much less important than, putting down the proper groundwork, and we just want to test something and get it out there. Maybe we want to do something fast and we recognize that we might have to do it over. We want to move fast in the short term and we know we're not going to cover as much distance. Testing something new that maybe we're not sure we're going to go forward with. For me, at one point, this was personal training. I put together a quick ad or a bunch of ads, drafts, copy, and I quickly got it out to clients. I quickly got those Facebook ads together, Instagram ads, and I started working with clients, even though I didn't have the proper groundwork. I didn't know what programs I would use to scale or how I would help or plan my schedule. And I just went and I did it. And it turns out to be a complete mess at times, right? It requires a bunch of updating and laying the proper groundwork later. And then I think about the marathoner's mindset. I've got plenty of time. I'm going to be slower to execute. I'm going to be really methodical and tactical. The foundation is the most important thing in this mindset, right? It's doing it right so you don't have to do it over. It's getting further in the long run and knowing that you don't want to knowing, as an example, you want to do a podcast and you're going to take your time to put together each episode. You're going to write and publish a book maybe, and you're going to take your time to lay the proper foundation because, of course, you want the book to go out and have it be polished. You don't want to just throw a book out there. Maybe it's your career and how you're planning your career. You want to make sure that you're laying the proper groundwork, learning the proper skills that you need in order to get where you're actually trying to go. I think there's a time and a place for each of these skill sets and each of these mental models. Think about your own life and the different areas that are important to you. Maybe it's your health, your career, the relationship with your family, or the relationship with your spouse. And take a look at what type of mental model you're applying to each one of these situations. And is it serving your goals? For me, I spent a lot of years doing things that were sprints, right? In business with my health, quick bulks, quick cuts, quick workout routines, quick short-term goals. But lately I've been shifting these mental models to consist more of the marathoner's mindset. Go slower and plan on doing things for the long haul. I don't want to do projects that are not going to live past, a 3 to 5 year timeline or a 3 to 5 year commitment, whether that be Spartan racing, obstacle course racing, yoga, personal training clients, whatever it is. My mental model is marathoner's mindset. I'm going to do this for the next 3 to 5 years. So how do I lay the proper foundation and the proper groundwork for that going forward? And go slower, get that proper foundation set up. Some things require a sprint. Developers do this, right? They literally do a development sprint to get things put together really quickly, test the idea fast, execute fast, and make those quick iterations. I talked a little bit on an Instagram reel recently about the idea in personal training to actually do these sprints on occasion for clients. Having clients do an unsustainable program or an unsustainable workout where we know they're not going to last, but the point is to get them to do that, to build that initial momentum, get them doing something for a short period of time where they're going to start getting results, and those results are going to fuel them to keep going. We know they might not be able to just jump into working out 5 days a week, but with that, we know that they're going to start getting quick results, and those results are going to compound. It's going to give them motivation, and they're going to keep going. But in terms of the things that have been proven out, right? Once you've proven out the initial idea for certain things that you're going to work on, things that you know you're going to commit to for the long haul, things that are valuable to you, things that you find useful and necessary, keep that marathoner's mindset. Go slower. Be intentional. Take your time, right? It matters. I did this with the podcast. I took my time. I hashed out ideas. I ran the first episode back in 2022. You just didn't hear about it. And then I went back to the drawing board and I made the necessary shifts and changes to the podcast, the platform, and planned how I would launch and where I would launch, what platforms would I launch on, what would I talk about, how would I build this thing out for the long haul. And so take a look at the activities that you do and ask yourself, what mental model best applies for my goals? Should I be trying to do this fast as a sprinter's mindset, or should I instead take my time, be methodical, do the extra planning, and really lay the groundwork, that of a marathoner's mindset? Maybe it's for your health. You take the marathoner's approach. You identify what you're going to start to do. You're going to start going to the gym. You plan on going twice a week, every Monday and Friday. You lay out what meals you're going to eat, when you're going to eat them. You lay out the recipes, the types of food that you're going to enjoy eating. You map out when you're going to go to bed and when you're going to wake up. Or you might be at a point where you need to take massive action and have faster execution, and you want to gain that initial momentum. Maybe a sprint's the better choice. Maybe you start going to the gym 4 days a week right from the get-go. You take immediate action and build momentum. You show up to the gym, maybe not even having identified a plan, but you're there and you're moving and you're making progress. That matters too. This isn't an endless commitment. You can shift between mental models. I've personally found myself shifting from a sprinter's mindset to more of a marathoner's mindset over time. And once I've proved out the initial idea of what I want to be doing and have committed myself to certain things, then I think it makes a lot more sense for me personally to be on that marathoner's mindset. These are the things I'm going to do for the long haul, so I need to make sure I'm laying that proper foundation. Perhaps you'll find value in doing this exercise in your own life, in areas that matter most to you. Take the time and think through these concepts and see what ways they best apply to your own circumstances. So I hope this was helpful, and I look forward to having you in the next episode. Thanks.